The 80s! The 80s are over! Welcome to Morning Reflections. I am your host, the Fat Mantis. Unfortunately, we're coming to the final episode of American Horror Story 1989. I am disgusted and appalled that it is only 9 episodes as well, and as you can see, I'm already mourning its end. However, tonight we will have our season finale, and we need to discuss the theories going into this and predictions, because I'm sure they still have twists and turns. Search yourself. You know we live in a dualistic world. There are two sides to everything. There is a night and there is a day. There is a sun, there is a moon. There is a man, there is a woman, there is a child, there is a monkey. Well, perhaps that last one was not the greatest analogy, but the point is that there's two to everything, and I believe the same could be said about human souls. And this is where the heart of my two worlds theory comes from. Now, in order to explain this to you, I'm going to need help from my other self. Greetings, here we are. There are two sides to us, and our story starts off at the actual end of episode 8, Rest in Pieces. We have Jingles bleeding, bloodied in the boat, waiting to be tortured again by these rascally ghosts. But the younger ghosts are preying on this poor old man, and suddenly leaping out of there, as we all predicted, we all saw this coming in the vein of Friday the 13th's final scene. It is Bobby's corpse. Grabs him and drags him under the ocean, or under the waters of the lake. When he gets down there, he sees Lily Raby, the lady in white, his mother, being so kind, the complete opposite of the person she was before. She begins to play with Bobby, and there he is. He has found his own personal heaven. Now, what the biggest thing that strikes out to me at that scene, other than the fact that this could be the end of Jingles' total story arc and time on American Horror Story 1984, but the thing that troubles me the most is Lily Raby. She's completely out of character. Her behavior makes no sense at all. This is not the woman we've been introduced to. She is a hate-filled monster. And another question is, does she deserve peace? Does she deserve heaven with her boys? She's treated, her eldest so horribly in his own life and in his afterlife. Now it comes down to this. My suggestion to you is that there are two Lily Rabbies. That's right, there are two ladies in white. There are two worlds in the afterlife. There is the dark realm, which is the top of the lake. That is where all our characters are. And all the souls up there, that is the evil side of them. If you noticed, our other campers, when they all died, they became far more vicious and evil. And actually, it seems like the directors went to great lengths to illustrate this to us, showing us that Montana went completely dark, that Xavier, out of nowhere, went completely dark when he was not that way in his lifetime. It almost seems like they are the dark ones, and underneath the lake, I suggest there is some sort of portal or something at the bottom of it, but entering the lake and going through the other side is the light side. Now, over there, the light side of your soul exists, and as there is a lady in white, I am suggesting absolutely that there is another Montana who is a sweet doll. I'm believing that the sweet Xavier is down there, and so on and so forth. Every one of these characters, there's another Ray, there's the light side of all of them, all waiting there. Now, if you notice, Montana has been going on and on and on and on about how she longs. She's longing for something. She's mentioned this multiple episodes and multiple things about the afterlife, and I think it is absolutely talking about she's longing because she's searching for something. Something is missing in her life, and what that is the other aspect of her soul. Exactly. And what it is they need to find the other half of their soul in order to find completion. There's also another theme of this whole thing going on about purgatory, about what brings you to purgatory and how do you get out of purgatory. And I believe that's it. I believe that if they go through this portal, if they actually dive into the lake, go into the bottom of it, they will find their other half and they will be complete. Just as Jingles and the rest of his family apparently have. Who knows if the Lady in Light is actually is unified or she is two twisted souls. But that's right, I suggest there are two of them there. Now, if that has already blown your mind, I've got other things to say. We'll get into predictions in a minute, but right now, really quick review. The reason I didn't start this episode with a review like I normally do is, quite frankly, I didn't care for it. I thought it was not only the weakest episode thus far in this season, but weaker than a lot of episodes in multiple seasons. I have not seen one so bad in a while. Now, what it is some of my complaints go down as follows. For instance, Stacy is introduced. She is the tabloid lady who's into like the Inquirer, and she's doing all these like conspiracies with, Bigfoots and all these stories. Although that premise is interesting, she's introduced, is instantly thrown into the thing, doesn't add much to the story, and ultimately is killed, almost like she was introduced for the sole purpose of being killed. The actress who played her seems like a nice woman, but she was uncharismatic, plain and simple. Did not care for her addition. To be honest, she might have worked if they had introduced her character earlier on the season. Maybe after Red Dawn, after the 5-year jump, or even before that. Maybe they could have known her before they went to the camp or something. But just instantly throwing her in just did not ultimately work. Bruce returning. I love our actor. I love Dylan McDermott. However, his character was aimless. And if you think about it, he didn't add anything to the story. Jingles and Night Stalker could have had their fight, and they could have had their battle royale, which honestly should have been way better. It was actually really lame fight. They should have had a complete epic fight, and that should have really led to Jingles falling into the lake. Not this whole thing with a trial from the little ghost kiddies. It should have been the Night Stalker who got that kill. But ultimately, they're running around. They didn't need Bruce. Bruce added nothing. I don't know what he's doing in the story. He was great last episode, but I think he just kind of wasted our time this way. A lot of characters, including Ramirez and Bruce and all these, are kind of just wandering through the episode, and they've got nothing going on. Meanwhile, the episode didn't focus on things that are very important. An example is Montana and Matt Morrison's characters' love. I would have rather seen more scenes of them falling in love and us starting to believe that they're really into it, and maybe having romance. I mean, I can always see Billy Lord in more romance scenes. I promise you that. That would have been amazing. So I'm not really sure what's going on. With that. Ultimately, I didn't love the episode. I did love Jingles' finale. I did love him getting pulled into the lake and it being a weird heaven-like dimension. That has brought in so many ideas to my head. I do love that, but ultimately, the episode didn't work for me. I'm going to have to give it a 60. However, there is good news because I have predictions from what we've seen here leading into our final episode, which I'm hoping is an extended and a longer than normal episode, but who knows where they're going to go with that. So my first prediction, Donna, that's right, Nurse Rita, Donna, whatever she is still evil. And although this last episode she talked Brooke out of murder, I'm not buying it. I really do think she wants Brooke to get the revenge for her and kill Margaret on her bestead, and simply keep her hands, like she's convinced herself she's good, just like she was delusional before that she was just doing a psychological experiment while she's releasing psychopathic killers into the environment. I think she's convinced herself she's doing good, but really I think she's evil as hell. Do not trust that bitch. Straight up. Next up, we got going back to the lake thing. We had a scene where they went out of their way to show us that Montana was watching. While she was sulking, she watched Jingles get pulled under the water. Now, I'm assuming, if we all know, if the trailer is correct, it looks like she's going to stay a ghost in the camp way after the massacre, which I'm hoping Billy Idol shows up. But she's going to stay a ghost for a real long time, or a real long time. But I'm thinking that eventually she's going to realize that Jingles vanished, and she's not going to know why his ghost doesn't reappear. And I'm hoping that viewing of her watching him get pulled under the lake is going to give her a hint as to where the portal to heaven or completion is, so she can find the light side of the afterlife. Absolutely, I think that's really what's going down right there. Also, I want to give a quick prediction to the future of American Horror Story. Now, of course, we've just got one episode here, but of course the season, they've got at least one more season contractually, and they're probably going to renew more. I'm hoping that they do. But I'm thinking that Stacy's introduction was there to show us the possibility that the future one is going to be about tabloid journalism. That the tabloids, I mean the really dirty ones like the Inquirer, where they talk about Bigfoots and UFOs and alligator babies, that the things in their stories are actually real, the thing that they're reporting on. And I think that might be the subject of next season. Ryan Murphy's kind of off the chains guy, and as the series goes on, you notice he's thinking way more out of the box than usual. So I think it is very possible that is the direction he's going to go, because it's really zany. And I think that he would love to analyze journalism. As you notice, he uses American Horror Story, the fact that it's an anthology, to explore different things he can write about and learn about, and ultimately, and that's what's really cool. So I really think that's where that is headed right there. But what do you guys think? What do you think? Because they said in episode 8 they would drop the big hint of what the next season's going to be about, the general theme. So what do you guys think it's going to be about? What do you speculate? What do you think of my two worlds theory? What do you think about all this stuff? And who's going to die and who's going to live? Is anyone going to live? So there you have it. It is the end of an era, the 80s to be precise, as American Horror Story reaches its bitter end. And I hope our characters see what they deserve, as American Horror Story tends to dish out. What are your theories? What are your ideas? What did you think of my review? Did you like Rest in Pieces? Please let me know in the comments. Remember to like this video, share, subscribe, and remember to keep the 80s alive. Ciao for now.